Hey everyone, this administration has lost its mind. And our agricultural competitors in South America and around the world are 100% willing to step in and take advantage of the situation. Hey guys, my name's Will. This is the Back 40, and you better believe we're going to talk about it. All right, let me make sure I get this right. The president holds a press conference from the Oval Office, and he announces 20% tariffs on the EU, 34% tariffs on China, 26% tariffs on India, 32% tariffs on Taiwan, 24% tariffs on Japan, and 25% tariffs on South Korea. Wow. And where do you think these countries are going to retaliate against the United States first? You got it, the agricultural segment. Any of us that have any knowledge of agricultural policy knew something crazy was coming. And why do we know that? Because in the past few days, the Trump administration has agreed to release the $10 billion that the Biden administration set aside with the support of Congress to offer immediate release to farmers and ranchers. But I've got bad news for agriculture. That $10 billion isn't going to touch the problem that's coming as a result of these tariffs. Because the first place these countries are going to reciprocate and push back against the United States is in the purchase of agricultural goods from our country. How do we know this? Because the United States of America had been on a 60-year run where we had sold more agricultural goods in dollar value than we had ever purchased from other countries until 2017 during the Trump administration when his first round of tariffs were put in place. We lost that positive flow in agricultural product sales, and we have yet to gain it back again. And these tariffs are not going to help. And to make matters worse, the Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins stumbles up to Iowa and makes an announcement that she'd like to help farmers who are going to be hurt by the tariffs. I already told you guys in the past that the Soybean Association and the Corn Growers Association have both said that new tariffs are going to be devastating to row crops. As a matter of fact, the corn growers said that it could cost us 80% of our corn sales in this country. And Brooke Rollins goes to Iowa and offers a paltry $500 million in fuel investments to try to offset the loss of 80% of the corn crop. I don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. You have to understand at this stage in the game that this administration is not looking out for small farmers and ranchers. She openly recognizes the fact that these tariffs, while she's in Iowa, are going to be bad for farmers and ranchers, and makes the point of saying we hope we can scrape together the money to offer subsidies in the event that these tariffs are bad. But you know what? We may not have enough money, she says, because the last administration spent it all. Not telling the people in the audience who were listening to the speech that the reason the Biden administration had to spend so much of that money is because subsidies had to be continued on for the first 2 years of the Biden administration to make up for all of the losses that occurred due to tariffs during Trump's first administration. And farmers and ranchers, listen up to me here. Please, if you do nothing else, listen to what I'm about to say, especially you row crop farmers. Then Brooke Rollins said, hey, but don't worry because I'm going to find somebody that can give farmers and ranchers a place at the table in negotiations. Excuse me? That's your job. You are the Ag Secretary of the United States of America. It is your job to roll into negotiations representing the farmers and ranchers of the United States of America. And you're blindly wandering around the world trying to find that person who can do it for you? This is a joke, my friends. It's only going to get worse and worse. And I'm telling you, Republicans, especially you Republican farmers and ranchers, you better get on the phone today. You better fire up the old laptop today, and you better start notifying your Republican elected officials that this shit will not stand. Because those chickens are going to come home to roost, and they're going to come home to roost on your farm or ranch. So join with us. We're at the point now where Republican, Democrat, and Independent makes no difference when it comes to saving rural America. It's all about, are you willing to admit you were lied to? And if you are, and you want to change it, join us here on the Back 40 to get it done. www.theback40official.com, all spelled out. And even if you're not willing to do that, just get off your backside and make those calls and send those emails to let your Republican elected officials know that you want them to stand up against these tariffs. We're reaching a tipping point. After the close of the market today, and don't think that's not the reason why Donald Trump announced these tariffs after the market closed, the market has dropped 2% already in aftermarket trading. It's time for you to speak up. It's time for you to make your voice heard. And it's time for you to do it arm in arm with Democrats and independents that are opposing these policies as well. Have a great day, but more importantly, let's save rural America.